Oh, it's been forever. I know. It's a bit of a new angle, is it? I don't know. I'm using my iPhone instead of my laptop, so who knows? It could look different. And I haven't made a video since, about 5 months ago. Anyway, here we are. I've been busy. I've been doing some stitching. I feel very low. This is precarious. Oh, that'll do. Anyway, so I'm just going to show you what I've been doing. And my finishes, which haven't been many at all considering it's been 5 months. I suck. And what my plans are, what I'm doing, what's going on. Finishes, well, there haven't been many and I don't really have anything to show you because, well, I did 2 birth samplers which have been given away and I'll put them up here. Boop. That's Baby Feet by whoever it is. I'll put it down the bottom. I'm not really prepared. I'm completely out of this whole routine. Look, I've got my hair back. I'm looking shiny. I don't care. Just deal with it. Baby Feet. That was for a friend. Had a baby, obviously. That was nice. It's black and white on 18 count. Kind of drove me a bit bananas, but anyway. And then I did another baby sampler because my 2 best friends decided to have babies like a week apart. Here's the other one. Which isn't exactly a burst sampler, but she's a cross stitcher too, so she was already making a burst sampler, so I just made a little thing. And it's cute, and I made it, and it was all, it's like a to hang on the door or whatever. And that was from Cross Stitch, Just Cross Stitch magazine. That was a pattern from there. Put the details down the bottom. I think I can put the details down the bottom because now I'm using my iPhone. I won't be using the same editing software. Whatever, we'll wing it. That's cool. And I finished a couple of Mill Hill ornaments that I started ages ago but finally finished them and did them and they hung on the tree and I don't have them because they're being packed away with the Christmas decorations. But here they are. And that was, don't remember their names either. Holiday Panda, I think, and something else. It's all down the bottom. They're fun. Ornaments are fun. I do have one finish to show you, and this finish, well, if you're a watcher of my channel, you would have seen these floating around every now and then. I don't think I've shown them finished. It's been so long. I can't believe I haven't done a video since I finished these. Anyway, these are these little Teatime coasters. And I debated with you all about how I was going to finish them off and what I was going to do and how was I going to protect them and was I going to do acrylic coasters and what was I going to... Anyway, there they are, all 6. And I'll show you how I finish them off. So there's custard cream, 2 of each. 2 of each. I've been told these are called jammy dodgers. We don't have them here in Australia, but we do have something. Raspberry shortcakes, I think we'd call them. Sorry, my band-aid on my finger, I cut my finger. 2 of those. And this one, which is a, well, we have them here called party rings. And what I did, the kit came with bits of felt. So I attached that and I just did a quick blanket stitch around the edge. Nothing fancy. Just whip, 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 whip. Whip, 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 with the thread that was the same colour as the Ada, roughly. And that joined them together, and then I got a bit of Scotch Guard and just sprayed it, and I figured that'll do. That'll protect it enough. I don't really use them anyway because they're too pretty. But I like them, and I have them, and if I ever want to use coasters, I will use them, because what is the point of having things if you don't use them? I'm not one to put plastic on my sofa, and I'm not one to not use things. So they just sit up there for when the moment arises, I can just go, oh yes, I have coasters. Oh yes. Oh, I just whipped these up. It only took me 12 months. So that's my finishes. Pretty bad. Oh, I've got big news. You guys, stuff happened. So, you know how there are regular shows. I think in England they call them like county fairs. Maybe in America they do too. Anyway, we have shows, like country shows. We have like the Royal Easter Show in Sydney, and they have Echo, I think, in Brisbane. But it's basically a big show, and it's kind of like showing all your... The community gets together and they might... I'm in a rural community, so it's like... Well, even in Sydney, it's like there's chickens and cows, and they have judging for horses, and there'll be all these crafts and cooking, and, you know, we have a thing here called the CWA, which is the Country Women's Association, and they are notoriously brilliant bakers, so they'll make scones or scones, lamingtons, very Australian things, cakes and biscuits and slices, and they all get judged. Anyway, and they do all kind of handicraft that gets judged as well. I'm explaining this because I had some people ask me what this was about. Hold there. I've got to get something to show you. Back. Just had to grab something. So anyway, in this show, they have all the handicrafts and whatever, sewing and this and that. You can make hats. You can show them how big your pumpkin is. Whatever. And they have embroidery and cross-stitch sections. So I entered because I'd been meaning to enter in previous years and just forgotten, and I hadn't done it and whatever. Anyway, so I thought, no, I'm going to do it. You could enter anything that you completed in the last 2 years. So the 2 years just gone, I was pretty crazy because I started doing Flosstube in 2014. So 2014, 2015 and first half of 2016, I was rampant. I was crazy. As Pam says, her bug, my stitchy bug, was on full rage. And so I had a lot to enter. So I entered all this stuff. Anyway, I won heaps. I ended up with, I think, I entered 9 things and I got 1 second place and 8 firsts. And then I won Grand Champion, and I won District Champion and Open Champion and Grand Champion. So I won the whole freaking thing. So I was on such a high. I was so excited. Now, this does not make you rich. It costs $1 to enter each thing. And then out of the whole thing, I won 118. Nothing to be scoffed at. Don't get me wrong. So 118 is what I won for everything. And I won a $20 voucher for a local framing place. So, you know, that was lovely. But honestly, the glory was on such a high. Oh, my ego was well fed. Anyway, I got ribbons. Look. Champion. What's this? So that was District Champion. Open, Embroidery Open Champion. So that was for if you were local, there's District, and then Open was for anyone, I guess, I don't know, in Australia or the world, I don't know. And I won Grand Champion, and I won Grand Champion. I won Open Champion for my little pincushion, little sweetheart tree pincushion. I'll put a photo of it here. So that one, I think that was Open Champion. And District, I won with Macintosh Mill. Which was really rewarding because that was such a epic piece for me, and that is the gift that keeps giving, that piece. Honestly, it was fantastic. And that's what won Grand Champion as well, was that. So I felt like a prize Hereford bull with all my ribbons. So that was good. So if I enter this year, I'm not going to have much to enter because I entered Battle of Hastings came first in its section. Macintosh Mill came first. Alice, AAN Arabesco came first. My little toilet humour. I'll put some photos up of what I won, what won. Toilet humour came first in another section. My little Christmas thing came first. Anyway, I'll put up some photos of them. They're all packed away or hanging up on the wall, so I'm not going to show them all again. And if you watch my videos, you would have seen them all before. And yeah, so I don't really have much. Oh, my spring butterfly, that was the one that came second. So I was chuffed. And my mum entered the seniors and she came second. Oh, she should have come first, hers was the best. Anyway, so that was pretty fun. That was heaps of fun actually. Then, what am I going to talk to you about? I'm going to talk to you about my plan for this year. Well, finishes for last year. Oh, let me put up a little video of all my finishes from 2016. Here it is. So that's all of them. Not many, well, not as many as there were in 2015, but still, whatever. It was fun. That's what I finished this last year. And my plan for this year is I am fully into this whole idea of stitch from stash. That's what I'm doing. I'm not buying anything. I'm done. I've got so much in my cupboard and I don't have nearly as much as other people do, but I have more than enough to keep me busy for a year. I've got the full DMC range and some doubles. I've got enough patterns. I've got my whips this year. Honestly, I probably won't finish them this year anyway. But if I feel like starting something, I'll start something that's in my cupboard. Who knows what that will be? I might start Nefertiti this year. These are things I showed as my plans for last year and I didn't get them done. So anything that I planned to start last year is on the list for this year and finishing what I'm working on, and I'd be happy. And so I'm hoping to not spend anything except just buy things that I absolutely need. Like if I need any beads to finish, if I start a Mirabilia and I get to the beads, I can buy that. But I honestly don't think I will. If I need something to finish something, I can buy it. But I actually am going to plan to not even do that. I'm just going to go, well, I need the beads for this. I'll just pick up something else instead. Just stitch on something else and finish something because, yeah, I've got plenty. I rearranged my stash. I scored a new space in our house for my stash, and it's in our hall cupboard, and it's like a closet. It would be a coat closet, somewhere you'd hang your coats, but we don't wear coats. It's like 40 degrees here, and in the winter it's not like it snows, so we don't need coats. So we don't need somewhere to hang coats. So it was our Christmas cupboard with our Christmas tree, but that's been moved elsewhere, and now it is my stash cupboard, and here is a photo of my stash cupboard. It's pretty amazing. It's everything I've ever wanted and will ever need, and there's so much in there, I don't need to buy anything. So that's what's happening. And if you'd like me to do a tour of my stash cupboard, I can do that another time. I don't know when that will be. I can't promise when my next video will be. But if you ask, I will do it. So, I'm only going to show you a very, very small haul because I don't buy anything anymore. I bought this, I did buy this, off my friend Jenna, so it doesn't count. Red. I finally have her. I love her. I have coveted her for a long time. I think when I first saw Mackenzie stitching this bonkers ago, and Jenna didn't want it, so I bought it off her. So that is great. And I bought another, well, I didn't buy this Mirabilia, I won this Mirabilia off. I know your real name, but I know that you don't post it. Oh. She's in Stitch Mania, and she's also on Instagram. I'm not going to say your real name because I haven't asked you if I can. But I will post her name here. She was doing a little giveaway on Stitch Mania and said, you know, what are you grateful for? And I told her what I was grateful for and basically my family. And I won this, which is White Christmas, number 90 from 2006, I think. What's red? 128. What's Gypsy Queen? 142. There you go. So she's called White Christmas and she's beautiful. Look at that dress. So I now own 3, let me say it again, 3 Mirabilias. It's nothing compared to some of you out there, but for me, well, that's going to keep me busy for ages. So if I want to start something new this year, I can start these little ladies. Isn't that good? Okay, so I'm just going to show you my whips now. So whips, whips, whips. New start. I'll show you a new start because that's exciting. So I showed you this pattern that I bought in my last video, which was ages ago, and it's an embroidery pattern. And I thought I need something to start with the new year, but I actually cheated and I started it on New Year's Eve. That's all right. It's embroidery. Ooh, I know. I'm feeling brave. And it has all these colours. Look at them all. And a couple of anchors, which I've just replaced with the equivalent DMC because I'm not buying anything. And look at that. So it's got all sorts of different stitches in it and it's a bit of a nightmare. I can't show you pages inside because I figure that they're probably copyrighted. But I'll just show you like this. All these instructions, right? Just a brief flash. All these instructions. All this is explaining in words how to stitch each piece. It's a bit crazy and it was a bit daunting to start, but I have started. And so it comes on this pre-printed fabric with the pattern and it's actually lined. So it's really thick. And it's not an Ada, it's an even weave of some type and it's a very tight even weave. I haven't bothered to count it, but it's be at least a 32, probably bigger, probably smaller. Anyway, and I started on this section here because that's where it said to start. And there's 2 types of stitches there. There is the blue in the middle is called burden stitch. And I had to really think about this before I stitched it. And around it is satin stitch, which you'd probably be familiar with, which is just a stitch like this anyway. So it took me quite a while. And I was using a size 28 embroidery needle because it's nice and fine, but to be honest, trying to get through this fabric and then this, which is just like a cotton fabric, was really hard. So what I need to do, and it tells you to use a crewel embroidery needle, which are pointy, I believe, and this needs a pointy needle. So I put it aside. I know that our local needlework store does sell needles, and I know that officially needles don't count in Stitch from Stash. So when I will buy those at some point so I can continue doing that piece. And that's, yeah, so that's all kitted up and happening. It's got beautiful colours in it. That's just some of them there. The rest I've already put in my bobbinated in here. Sort of lots and lots of greens and pinks, but very, very pretty colours. So, and I guess I'll make it into a cushion when I'm finished, I guess. And then I'll just show you my Mermaid, Teresa Wentzler Mermaid. I did work on this a little bit since you've seen it, not a lot. I apologise. I don't know where the time's gone. It's been a very, as far as stitching 5 months, I've really probably done the least amount of stitching in the last 5 months than I've done in 3 years. So I'm trying to rectify that and get back into it. It's not that I've lost my stitchy bug, I've just been busy. Busy. So this is where Mermaid's at. Can you see? So I think since the last video, I've just worked down this side here. And I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, oh, I must get her back out again. And I will, because she's delightful. And I can't wait to stitch my Mermaid because she's so close. We can see her head and her hair, where it's all going to be. So, it's quite involved, but it's lovely. And if you know anything about Teresa Wentzler and her patterns, yeah, it's a commitment, but it's a good one. It's rewarding. The work is worth it. Save the Stitches I haven't worked on since you saw it last, but if you don't know what Save the Stitches is, I'm going to show it because it's not a UFO. It is still in my rotation. It's just that I don't really rotate at the moment. I just pick up and stitch what I want, and I never feel like stitching this, but I will, because I will finish it because it looks lovely. So she's still up to there. Haven't got far, haven't done any since you saw it. I probably haven't stitched on her for 12 months, but we're not forgetting her. So make her feel involved and included, and show her as well. That's Save the Stitches by Elizabeth Almond. And oh, I'll show you Gypsy Queen because she's here on the frame. That's what I'm working on at the moment, my Mirabilia. I have no idea how much of this I've stitched since I saw you last, but most recently I've been stitching the turquoise down the side. I've done that the last couple of days. And there. And I mean, it's just nice to stitch. Not difficult, just really enjoyable and nice to use different colours and little blocks of colour, and it's really lovely. That's her there. If you haven't seen it and been living in a hole, that's Gypsy Queen. And my last one in my whips is Celtic Christmas. I spent a lot of the end of last year stitching on her. I started this along with Jan from Thread Garden. Hi Jan. We both started this on the 1st of July. And I really wanted to get her finished by Christmas, but I didn't quite get there. This is where I got to. So all of the cross stitch is done. All of the cross stitch is done, and I've started on the metallics, and I'm yet to do the beads. I've only done the metallics up the top. I'll show you. And in the candles there, and just in that lettering and the patterning up the top and on the side there. So I've got all metallics to do down the side, and all in that dress, all that swirly stuff down the bottom there, that all needs to be filled in with the metallics too. And I'm using Petite Treasure braid. Let me look at her. Oh, she's lovely. So she's just in the rotation. She'll get done. She'll get done because I'm not buying anything else. She will get done. The cross stitching was really nice to do. Metallics I'm not a fan of. Beading I'm kind of like, The only beading I've done has been Mill Hill kits, and they're fun, but I know there's a lot of beads in this, so it's going to be a little intimidating. Oh, I did her skin 1/1. I'll show you that. Look what I did. Look what I did. And in her hand. can I tell you how tiny they are and how long it takes? Because it doesn't take double time, it takes quadruple time. You're doing 4 stitches for every one that you would have of, you know, 2 over 1. So it takes time, but oh man, it looks good. So my Mermaid is charted 1 over 1. Celtic Christmas isn't charted that way, but I just adapted it, and Gypsy Queen isn't charted that way, but she will be stitched 1 over 1 as well. And I think that's it. Look at my list. That's it. We're done. Easy. Now I can do some stitching and watch a couple of Flosstubers I've got to watch. Pam's got a new video, got to watch Pam, and Mondot Stitches is back, so I've got to watch her video. That's actually what prompted me to make a video tonight, because I saw hers popped up and I went, if she can do it, and she's just had a baby, so can I. So, that's it. I'll catch you whenever I catch you. See you on the normal Flosstube groups. See you on Instagram, Pyrex Stitches. That's where I post my updates. When I am stitching, I do post up there. I didn't post for a while because I was stitching the birth sampler for my friend who's also on Instagram, so I was laying low for a bit on Instagram. I don't post my updates enough on Stitch Mania, but I should. Stitch Mania and the Aussie Cross Stitch group I'm in as well, and Stitch from Stash, and they're my main groups in Facebook, so if you see my face, I'll see you there. And that's it. I'm going to go stitch on Gypsy Queen and watch some Flosstube.